Well, it's a little after 7 on a Thursday afternoon, so you know what time it is. It is time for your weekly episode of Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host for the evening, Moose. And before we get started, please remember the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, it's GEC, nor Divisions Brigade camps or subsidiaries, strictly those expressing them. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? We have a great show for you planned where we will have the executive director of Beauvoir, the last home of President Jefferson Davis and the home of his presidential library, on to talk about the 39th annual Fall Muster event. For those who don't know, Fall Muster is the biggest event at Beauvoir. So we really like to have big crowds. We really like to have people come on our property and understand our heritage and reach that next generation. There'll be a reenactment and so much more offered. So we're going to have Jason come on a bit later. He has at a football game actually right now. So let us all thank Jason for fighting through it and coming on. So Jason Smith will be coming on shortly. We got a good bit of news tonight, mainly from the California division. I'm going to wait for Todd's Tale to come in on the chat. But how is everybody doing? So good to see Al from Camp 155 of Tennessee. Good to see you, sir. Lloyd from Camp 648. Elliot Jackson, good evening, good evening. And the legend, the man I need to call back, Dr. Sandy Mitchum from Camp 1714 of West Monroe, Louisiana. And, of course, past Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears. Wilfred Owens, good to see you. And Derek Glover, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Good. Kentucky's here. Wow. I start the show late and Kyle comes on. Ain't that just funny? We love you, Kyle. Thank you. Good to see you, Commander. Good to see everybody. So, as I said, we got a good bit of news that I kind of want to focus on for the chat with Louisiana Division. And some of the stuff I'm going to have to pull up on the computer because I didn't have time to get it on the show, but it is really worth a look. And actually, whenever Todd comes on, and we'll tell Todd I want him to come on and talk about all the stuff he sent in, because I think he can do a better job and kind of express my feelings that this is just some great stuff coming out of the California division that I think a lot of our divisions need to be trying to do. Kyle says he's still under suspension. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Past Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshear says he recommends Fall Muster. I, of course, heavily do. I've been involved now with the planning of Fall Muster for the past 2 or 3 years. It's a massive event with a lot of wheels going into it. I by no means am saying I play a massive role in that. But I do play my small role, but it is a huge event. And last year we had record numbers that we haven't seen since pre-Katrina. So people are getting out there to understand their heritage again. So I do ask if you are going to be in the Biloxi, Mississippi region, or if you're in Mississippi, or if you can make the drive, I do heavily encourage y'all come out to support it. James from Camp 1321, Michigan. Good to see Michigan in the chat. But we do have a good bit for you planned. We're going to wait a bit longer before we kind of dive into everything because we do have a good bit of stuff to go into. But by the way, while you're there, could everybody please share the episode out? I did not have time to share the episode. I will try to do that during the commercial break, but that does take me a good, and I mean good bit of time when I'm being generous. So if y'all could help me out here, please share the episode out. That would really, really help me out. But let's see here. I'm trying to actually share this episode out on. There we go. Nope, not loading. Okay. Oh well, we we tried. Is it up on Facebook? I'm having a hard time finding it on Facebook. Dag nabbit with Facebook again. I feel like I always have to double check because Facebook just doesn't enjoy my company, I suppose. They don't enjoy me, and I really don't understand what I have done to Facebook to deserve this. So I'm going to be talking to y'all while I try to fix things on Facebook's end. Okay, it's working on Facebook, but it's not showing up on Facebook, and that is irritating the heck out of me. So I'm going to just share this out. Simple solution. Modern problems cause modern solutions. I don't know where I heard that from, but it is stuck in my head right now. So yes, please share this. Oh, great. The screen shaver. Oh gosh. Look at that. Look at the screen shaver. Look what they've done to me. Oh, the beard needs to be trimmed. It's awful. Mm, mm. I usually try to rough it on fall muster and grow my facial hair out. And ironically, this is the first year I'm going to have to shave and trim my beard after fall muster because one of my friends is getting married. But after that, you guys will get to experience the ragged moose beard that I have during November, December, and part of January and part of February. Well, at least the first week of February, because duck season is almost upon us, and I do not like having a cold face in the duck blind. So that is why I do it. But I go a bit Duck Dynasty. I don't trim under here. I let it all grow out, and I'm sure people have noticed it. I've had people message the page asking me to trim, and my response is, if you want to understand what I'm going through, go to the duck blind at 5 a.m, and it is freezing, and your face is cold, and you tell me if facial hair helps or not. I do not know how I survived so many duck seasons without facial hair, because I used to be very, very clean shaved. I would shave every day. And my gosh, it makes so much, because I've trimmed it. I trim it before Christmas because, again, we're celebrating the birth of our Savior. I don't want to look homeless while being around my family to celebrate that special occasion. So I trim, and then I grow it back out for the rest of the duck season. Again, usually I'll trim it again right before my birthday to the Dixie National. But my gosh, it's so cold. I don't understand how I used to do it. But good to see Victor Smith in the chat from Camp 741, the Private William Riley Milton camp out of Florida. Yes, they hosted my dad this Tuesday. Good to see y'all. I hope y'all had a great time. Send those pictures in, Victor. Paul, past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gramlin Jr., the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV. Good to see you. And Tom Wood, good to see you. Todd, yes, I was hoping you were on, Todd. California Division Commander Todd is present, everybody, because Todd's in a crap ton of news we're talking about tonight. So I wanted to make sure you're here for a couple reasons. One, Todd, I want you to come on to talk about y'all's event, the sponsorship, and the new award. Oh my gosh, I love that. And we'll be talking about that shortly. But I'm going to pressure you, Todd, in front of all of our people, the 2,000 people that watch this episode. Todd, please say yes to coming on Look Around the Confederation so we can talk about that. I'm going to press you, Todd, right here, right now. I need an answer. I need to know if you can come on and talk about that, because there's some great stuff coming out of the California division that I do want to share some light on. Of course, this event, Pioneer event, we've been talking about that, our Pioneer Days. We've been talking about that. We're going to bring up the website that has the California division logo on it, their community involvement, and a special award. Yes! I got Todd. I peer pressured Todd in. Yes. So happy. So dead gum happy. And while I have Todd on tonight, I do want to give him a special shout out. For those who haven't noticed, I have started wearing a memorial bracelet kind of styled after the Vietnam era for my Confederate ancestor. It is nicely done. Got, of course, the Confederate Cross of Honor on it. Of course, rank, name, where he served, and our lovely state of Mississippi. Todd made this, by the way, and he's made me a couple of them, as well as a bottle opener that I wish I would have in my office. I might still have it in my office. I'm covered in paperwork. I don't know why I thought when I got done being adjutant, I would not have this problem, but I'm swamped with paperwork on my desk and things I need to do. But I don't have that. He also sent me this coaster that I'm not going to set anything on because, again, it has the Confederate symbol of honor on it, cross of honor. And so I'm going to put it on my desk just to look at. Beautiful work. So shout out to Todd. Make sure you support him. Get something like this or the many other things he is offering. You can contact him. I wanted to give him a shout out for that because he's been very nice with these because I somehow managed to scrape mine. It got stuck under tractor equipment. So trust me, it's not going to happen to you. I'm just very rough on my stuff. That's why I have one for dress events and one for just everyday life because I do bang the crap out of my stuff. But he was nice enough to send me another one. I think I dumbfounded him with the fact that I scratched it because he was like, "How did you manage that?" And I was like, "Well, I was getting the tractor ready and one of the blades caught it." But it's good quality stuff, people. I've been looking for something like this for a couple years now. And I mean, Todd has really delivered it. Yes, peer pressure is good. Bring back intentional bullying. I want to put that up. That's from the Kentucky Division commander. I want to point out. Oh, and this is also some great news. The division now has a seat on the Heritage Committee for the local city. Again, massive stuff coming out of California. Could you imagine if we in the southern states had that? Would be a massive win. We have a voice at the table. So I do want to bring Todd on, and I thank you. We'll talk sometime next week, Commander. But if you don't have anything next Thursday, I can go ahead and pencil you in. So, yes, no proof that it's Scott. We don't know who that is, SCV Benton. We don't. But I want to shout it out because Todd does have a lot of stuff on tonight. But more importantly, I think what they're doing is some great stuff that we could use in a lot of areas. Perfect. Todd's on next Thursday, everybody. All right. So we've kind of gotten through some stuff. So I do have a lot of events I need to go through. First, let me copy and paste this for the Missouri Division because we're going to start off with the Missouri Division tonight. And we actually got some more news from the Missouri Division coming up later. But first, we're going to talk about the Missouri Division reunion. So let me get this posted. The Missouri Division will hold its annual reunion on March 27th through the 28th in Carthage, Missouri. Registration form is available at missouri.scv.org. And of course, let me pull this up. It's somewhere here. Yes, thank you. This theme's reunion the theme of this year's reunion is "Surrender is not an option" and will focus on General J.O. Shelby's famous 1863 Missouri raid. At the tail end, which he stayed at the Kendrick home in Carthage. The Kendrick home is still standing, will be open for tours during the reunion. Come visit the bedroom where General Shelby slept. General Shelby, of course, did not surrender at the end of the war and took his troops to Mexico instead. There will be a self-guided tour July 5th, focusing on the 1861 Battle of Carthage, which was a Missouri State Guard victory over the Union forces opposing them. Of course, that poster is on the screen, so go please support our brothers in Missouri. And thank you for sending that in. And I hope y'all have a great reunion. So that was kind of the first bit of news. And we also got some more here with, let's go to Louisiana now. But this is not the Louisiana Division. This is the Army of Trans-Mississippi event, ATM Field Day on a Battlefield. Will be Saturday, April 18th, 2026. This year's event will be returning to Mansfield Battle Park in Mansfield, Louisiana. This year's program will focus on the role of troops from Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri, as well as troops in the Red River Campaign. So plan to spend a day celebrating our honorable history and heritage. Save the date. There will be speakers, food, music, games, and fellowship. So I hope everybody has a great time there. Speaking of great times, there's also another event this weekend. Remember Me, the footpath of history and historic walk. I try to sound a bit spooky, and it did not go well. But that will be on October 18th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. at historic Bethesda Presbyterian Church and Cemetery. Admission is $5. Kids or children 13 and under get in for free. All proceeds go to preserve the preservation of Bethesda Church. I bet y'all all surprised I said that. Now, did I say it right? That is the question. All right, next bit of news is going to be diving into Tennessee. The 200th birthday of Hoot will be November 29th, 2025 at France Cemetery at 10 a.m. The birthday program will be a blast, and we hope y'all all attend. So make sure you do attend that event. And we're going to be getting through the events. Our speaker for tonight has entered the chat. Jason, are you on a time crunch, or do you have a second? Okay, good. He shook his head no. If not, Jason can just blame me tomorrow when I come down. I'm perfectly fine with that. But we're going to kind of go on with events. With Morgan on the Rim, this war between the states reenactment, the Battle of Dead Horse Tassel. I'm dyslexic. We're just going to go with Trassel. It will be on October 24th, 25th, and 26th. It will be in Ridgetop, Tennessee. Admission is for adults daily pass. It will be $10. Children ages 12 to 17, $7. Promo, though, adults for a $2 pass are $15. Children 12 to 17's 2-day pass is $9. Schedule of events. There will be a school day Friday, free to attend to all students from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with 11 interactive living history programs. Saturday, opening ceremonies will begin at 10 a.m., ladies' tea at 11. Artillery and infantry demonstration, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. President Lincoln will address the crowd with a speech at 12:30 p.m. The first day of the battle will start at 2 p.m. with a flag retirement ceremony immediately following the battle. Sunday church services will be at 10 a.m. Artillery and infantry demonstrations at 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Guest speakers at 12:30 with the second battle starting at 2 p.m. Music will be performed by 52nd Regimental String Band. Visit the injured soldiers at the medical and hear their stories. Shop at Period Settlers and Vendors. Please come and visit and enjoy the festivities and keep history alive. That is perfection. That sounds like a great event. I'm sure I'm shocked. No one's corrected me on how I pronounce that yet. Good to see the 5th Brigade in my home brigade. Good to see y'all. Good to see my councilman, Keith. Good to see you, brother. Coming up, there is another Ghost Tours tomorrow and Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The site will only be open from 6 to 10 p.m. on Ghost Tour dates. This is the most popular event of the year, so bring your family for spooky fun. Jump on the hayride to begin your spooky tours. Then enter the historic house after dark and hear about the dark. I messed that up. Enter the historic house after dark and hear some of the stories of the creepy encounters that have taken place over the years. The house is set for a funeral to explore Victorian mourning customs and traditions. The last tours will begin at 9 p.m. Regular admission rate, no advance ticketing. Next event, and then we're going to kind of jump into regular news. The Tennessee Division Reunion will be April 17th through the 18th in Missouri Town Landing in Missouritown, Tennessee. This is, of course, the form. It is $65 to attend. $75 between March 1st and the 15th. So make sure you get those registrations in early. And it looks like they're going to have a bus tour to Long Straight Museum and reunion programs and advertisings and memorials due March 1st. Full page $100, half page $50, 1/4 of a page $35, 1/8 of a page $20. Ancestral memorials are $20 each. So I hope y'all check all that out. Hello from Camp 648. Good to see you from Hot Springs, Arkansas. All right. Let's jump into the news very quickly here, folks, because we do have a good bit of it to get into. So first is Missouri at Oakwood. So this started a bit ago, and I want to thank David Cornwell for sending this in for me. In 2024, Danny came across a statement by Oakwood Cemetery Association claiming to have soldiers from every state in the Confederacy buried there. There was some dispute about Missouri, though. So they did some research, and they found 2 people last year and gave money to that project to Missouri compatriot Dalt. And then the first 2 stones were set in February of this year. Shortly before they were placed, though, he found 3 more Confederate veterans from Missouri. So Dave sent around asking for money for headstones. They were able to raise $175 through silent auctions, but they do want to point out the bulk of the $1,350 was coming from Danny Creason and David Cornwell. They were able to raise $400 more for 3 more compatriots, or from 3 other compatriots. They set the date with Rick for September 20th. With help from Wes Franklin, we collected soil from each county from where the boys are from. Danny and I helped dig and set the stones. We placed the home soil in each hole and held a ceremony for each soldier. Only 4 of us from the Missouri Division was there. Danny and Lauren Crenson and David and Stacy Cornwell. 14 members from the Missouri Division, including Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin, were in attendance and assisted placing the stones. There was a great experience with these gentlemen. The soldiers that lay at rest is Ranson Tainer of Company B, 10th Missouri Cavalry, Jesse Hedrick, Company H, 3rd Missouri Cavalry, and John Lotmore, Company G, 4th Missouri Cavalry. And we're going to kind of glow through these pictures. Of course, you can see the Lieutenant Division Commander in this one. And, of course, this is them at the ceremony. And here is a group picture from everybody. So I'm glad that y'all are able to get those soldiers some home soil to get their headstones up. I love the Oakwood Cemetery Project. My camp donated to get a couple people from Wayne County veterans their headstones. Great project. I would encourage everybody to kind of contact them and see if there's anybody you can fundraise, because there's a lot of people in Oakwood that don't have any headstones. These Confederate veterans deserve their respect and honor, and they do deserve their headstones. So please reach out and see if you can help. If my camp can do it, we're a small camp. Anybody can do it. So I want to thank them for doing that. And the next bit of news, and this is kind of when we're going to get into the California division. So the California division had its logo on a city government-ran billboard, as well as the official flyer seen here. You can see the California division in the upper right-hand corner. This is for our sponsoring the city's event, Pioneer Days in Potterville, California. And I do want to show, let's see here, share screen. Yes. There it is. And it was also on their website. And let me take down the picture, and you can see it on the website. Again, city ran. This is a city-run website and a city-run billboard, and as well as the official flyer. So again, the California division is getting out there, people. I mean, wow. That is phenomenal. And again, we're going to bring Todd on to talk about it next Thursday. And this is going to kind of pour into the next event, which is, of course, Pioneer Days. California presenting sponsor and a Porterville, California event known as Pioneer Days. And here's just a couple pictures from that event. We're going to scroll through them real quick. Or not real quick, but there is something I want to point out. There's, of course, California Division Commander Todd Terry on. This is them during the parade. And, of course, this is their booth. Look at all those wonderful battle flags. First National, Second National, Third Nationals. At California, of all places, with the California secession flag. Wow, that is phenomenal. And I do want to point out, let's see here if I can bring it up. They made sure, and they want to talk to the men, thank the men of Camp 1804 as well as the Camp 2048 for attending and helping, because the event, they were able to honor the Confederate soldier's good name and his virtues, and it was a success. And there was a good bit of people in attendance. The weather was great, and people in attendance was eager to learn the true history of the Southern cause. And they made sure that our flags and symbols were on display, even the California secession flag, for every attendant to see. No one spoke a word of objection to this. No one didn't like it. We provided a small but effective color guard that also slipped in the Southern First National as well as the Bington flag. 2 information booths were present and active throughout the day. We saw and many stopped to ask questions and learn what the SCV does and what we stand for. Members of the California Division proudly carried the 3rd National flag throughout the event without the faintest hint of animosity, and we were actually cheered for. The organizers supported the placement of the Gills flag of California being secured to a city government building in recognition of the efforts to support the South from the state of California in 1861. We even showed our pride with the 3rd National by waving it around for all to see above the crowd as the Gillis was secured. A California Division logo was promptly displayed on the city government digital billboard for all to enjoy. Our name, the California Division Sons of Confederate Veterans, name and logo were on display, and they didn't mind the word Confederate. We were asked about our billboard that was placed in April for Confederate History and Heritage Month, and if we were going to repeat the placement as it was welcomed and enjoyed. Todd, as the commander for the California Division, was asked personally by the city mayor to participate in the city's Heritage Committee as to make sure that Southern soldiers and families in that area will be represented within city historical events and that the entire story be told. And we'll be talking about this in a second. He'll be presenting the city mayor a newly created award for his heroic actions saving the lives of 2 men trapped inside a burning vehicle. He asked this to be done at the next city council meeting, so the action of our division is recorded into the official history of the city, as well as it will be videoed, recorded, photographed, and subscribed for all of history. Our division will live on in the city records for our actions supporting the communities we interact with and see the noble deeds we are doing just as our ancestors. Wow. And again, this is the picture I kind of want to show them carrying the 3rd National flag in California. I'll repeat that, in California. I couldn't do that in Mississippi, but because they've been involved in their communities, they've shown them that we're not the people that wear pointy hats. We're not evil. We're not racist. We are members of our community that want to make sure that our ancestors are honored and their story told, that we like being good members of the community, and we want to participate in the community. I cannot stress how much I want to see what the California is doing accompany throughout the Confederation. I want to see it everywhere. I want you to send me pictures. I want people to slowly turn the communities that have been turned against us to hate the Confederacy, to hate people, to hate Jefferson Davis, to hate Robert E. Lee, to hate our heroes, to slowly turn. And the California is living up to the charge. And I cannot thank you guys enough. Bravo, gentlemen. Fantastic work. And the last bit of news to come out of the California division, we wanted to talk about the award. The California division has created a new Citizens Award. Here is a picture of it. And let me pull it up real quick. So this is all just a quote Todd, the California division commander, because I do want to just say what he said. The phrase, "if they know we will grow," as well as supporting the communities that support the SCV, have been never more important than now. If we have any hope of taking back the narrative, we have to show the public we are not the bad guys that they have been told we are. The California Division Sons of Confederate Veterans have created a new award, the Citizens Award. The award will be known as the Degnabbit Todd Alzo Wrigley Life-Saving Award. This award has a historic meaning to Central California area and will be awarded to those who go above and beyond to save lives of others in the community we interact with. It consists of a certificate as well as a custom engraved medal with the recipient's name, date of the act, and award number of the winner. The first award will be given October 7th to the mayor of Porterville, California, for his actions saving the lives of two men trapped inside a burning vehicle that was involved in a traffic accident. Without his efforts, those men would have perished. The award will be presented at the City of California or City Council meeting as to become part of the permanent record of the city's history, thus ensuring that the SCV Division of California is recorded for recognizing those who display the same principles of our ancestors: God, community, and liberty. Live the charge, and your community will support you. So, again, I want to see this award be presented to everybody. I want to see an award for citizens supporting the SCV in our communities, making sure that they allow us to get out there, city councils, government, the whole 9 yards. I want to see awards like that fill up across the Confederation. And I'm going to quote Carl Jones here, Army of Tennessee commander: "Community involvement is the key to taking back the narrative, hands down. This is how we win. To salute to California." Al says that's a great California division. And again, the reason I'm stressing on this is if it can happen in California, of all dead gum places, probably the most liberal state in the union. Probably, not even probably, it is the most liberal state in the union. They are being welcomed. Community involvement is key. I want to see everybody find ways to get involved in their communities, people. Great work from the California division. Great work from all the camps involved, and great work from the California division commander, Todd. Phenomenal, phenomenal work. I cannot wait to have you on to talk about this more. And thank you, because this is what's going to get it done, people. All right. We're going to get ready for our quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have Jason Smith on, who is the executive director of Beauvoir, to talk about the 39th annual Fall Muster event held at the last home of Jefferson Davis and home of the Presidential Library and Museum. Real quick, this commercial break is sponsored by scvchat.com. Go check us out over there. You can see our store. Hats coming soon. Check that out. And, of course, check us out on Patreon, where you can help us reclaim the narrative 1 week at a time, and your funds keep us on the air. Of course, you have a $2.50 a month tier, Feed a Moose, if you just want to throw some general support our way. For $10 a month, you can become a real chat head. Your name gets put at the end of every episode, and a public thank you will be issued. Of course, you also get exclusive shows, exclusive content, much more coming soon. Of course, the $30 a month Feed a Moose tier, or not Feed a Moose tier, merch tier, where you get exclusive merchandise that not even me and Connor, the owners of SCV Chat, will get. And, of course, for $80 a month, you can become a proud sponsor of the SCV Chat shows. And, of course, tonight's sponsor is Dr. Chris Cummins. If you've fallen off a fence recently or you haven't eaten your apple, make sure to go check out Dr. Chris Cummins in Oxford, Mississippi. He'll make sure you're well, treat you with Southern hospitality, and if you took your knee falling off the fence, he'll make sure to look at that knee and get you on your way. So we want to thank Dr. Chris Cummins for supporting the show, and we will be right back after this quick commercial break with Jason Smith.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Again, I want to thank our sponsor, Dr. Chris Cummins, and of course, ask everybody, please go check out scvchat.com and scvchat on Patreon. But without further ado, everybody, first I want to thank Jason for coming on. I know he had a lot going on tonight, and he's making the sacrifice to come on. But again, for those who don't know, Jason Smith is the executive director of Beauvoir, and he's going to come on tonight to talk about the 39th annual Fall Muster event.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk about it tonight. My voice is going away. I've had a little bit of a cough the last couple of days. We had a hard week last week, getting ready for Fall Muster, and we had our Cruising the Coast events, and we had a really busy week leading up to it, and I'm down, and my voice is slipping away from me here.
Well, I understand, but I'm glad you've had a couple of successful weeks, and I'm sure you are ready for the crazy month at Beauvoir that is known as October to be closing down.
October's a hard month on us. It's a lot going on at Beauvoir, and just a lot of things happening. A lot of things happening in the Biloxi area, just in entire Gulf Coast. Real active month for October is. Then it kind of falls on its face a little bit in November. Things slow down a little bit. We've got that 5K that we're going to do. The annual Cannonball Run will be the first year of it. That'll be in November. November 1st will be our first year of that. But we're excited about that. But typically, Fall Muster is kind of the end of the run for us. We kind of go into dormant season for November, December, January. Just not much happens. So pretty quiet. But we're trying to ramp up and do a few things through the winter, just keep things going at Beauvoir, because it's been too quiet the last few winters. We've got to find more things to do. But Fall Muster is a big event. It's 39 years of doing it. The 40th is just around the corner. We've got a lot of exciting things, planned for the 40th. But this year we're focused on the 39th. This year we've got Top Hat Volunteer Fire Department with us, and that's a big thing. Matter of fact, he's going to the TV station with me in the morning. We're doing Fox News at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then we got 11 o'clock show on ABC News. But he's going with me from Top Hat Fire to Fox News 8 o'clock in the morning to show some of the equipment and stuff that he's bringing. We anticipate that Top Hat Fire will draw a little different crowd than what we've always got. We've always got the people that come enjoy watch reenactments, but there's a lot of folks with a fire background that want to see some, 1800s Seagrave apparatus, 1800s American LaFrance, stuff that you just don't see. And when you do see it, it's in a museum and you can't touch it. This is going to be out there on the field putting out a fire. We're going to have fire on the field that we're going to use fire apparatus for. But we're really excited about that. This is something the first time Beauvoir's done this.
I could imagine. That sounds phenomenal. I can't wait to go out there and see it myself. But Of course, you already talked about the reenactments happening at 2 p.m. Both days. And I know this year we do kind of have a deal. Just $20 a day, if I'm not mistaken, for adults, and then just $30 though to get a weekend pass.
That's right. So weekend pass is going to sell in the morning. So you can buy a weekend pass starting Friday morning. Friday is school day. So Friday is really geared towards students and schools. It's open to the public. Anybody that wants to pay admission and come Friday, they can. But it's geared specifically for schools. But we are selling the weekend passes starting Friday morning. So if you want the weekend pass, weekend pass for adults is $30. Weekend pass for kids 6 to 17 is $10 for the weekend pass. And of course, kids 5 and under are free year round. If you decide to buy just a day pass, if you decide to come just Saturday or Sunday, the day pass is $20 for adults and $10 kids 6 to 17. So something we haven't been offering in the years past. We haven't offered a weekend pass. So we felt like there might be a market for that. We felt like maybe some people might want to come spend the weekend with us, good family event, spend the weekend at. So we're offering a weekend pass, and I'm hoping that it turns out well, and I hope we have a good response to that. It's our first year for it, but I think it's going to be a good thing for us.
I couldn't agree more. And something that I've loved on the promotional this year is Feel the Boom, because a lot of reenactments, you're a bit farther from the action. Beauvoir puts you nearly right in the middle of it, close as you can for safety reasons type of deal. So you do get to feel the boom. You get to feel like you are right in the battle of something that's happening in the war between the states. And of course, at Beauvoir, the South always wins.
Yeah, we've got every year, 39 years in a row, the Confederacy has won. It's looking promising for this coming year. I mean, it's been pretty promising. The battlefield has changed a little bit this year. We've added a few things to it. So we had a lot of trees that were down at Beauvoir this year. We had a lot of trees that were diseased and stuff we had to cut down. We was dealing with the state and the city arborists and stuff. There's some trees that their death warrant was signed this year, and we had to cut them down. They were just such bad condition. We didn't cut down any healthy trees. We're trying to keep all the trees that we can at Beauvoir, but there were some health concerns to the point that we just had to cut them.
Yeah.
They were such a liability. So we had a lot of trees that we took down this year. So we used several of those tree trunks to add to the battlefield, we could say. So I think it's going to make for a little bit better show this year. I'm really excited about this year's show, both days. For a Saturday and Sunday should be really good shows. And we've got crowds coming in already. We got people setting up camp tonight. Most everybody comes in Friday night. It's pretty common, but we've got a pretty good crowd in on Thursday, and that's a little bigger than normal for Thursday.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, last year we had a huge attendance last year, so we're hoping to continue that. So again, if you're close to Beauvoir, or if you just want to go down to a great event, make sure to go check it out.
Yep.
And of course, go ahead.
The weather is, those who look at the weather report, there is showing a little bit of rain possibly for this weekend, but I think we're going to be fine. Buy the weekend pass, come hang out as long as you want. Come hang out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, But there may be a little bit of rain, but I think we're in good shape. I've been looking at the weather channel. I think we're in pretty good condition. If we do get a little bit of rain, I think it'll be after the show. So I don't think it's going to hurt us.
Perfect. And I know we have, of course, we have turkey shoots. We'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, nachos, boiled peanuts, sweet desserts, treats, Confederate sausage dogs, and, of course, the ladies' tea. We'll have a camp social Saturday night starring the McCoy sisters and Johnny Rawls.
Yes.
Of course, a book signing, small muster. So there's so much on this property this weekend. It is absolutely crazy what everybody will get. And if I'm not mistaken, there will still be tours of Jefferson Davis's house, Beauvoir.
So the mansion will be open both days. Mansion's open every day. So we'll open the mansion at 10 a.m. and it'll be open till 5 p.m. each day. I have tour guides at the mansion. So when you come to Beauvoir, you can buy an admission and just do a museum and grounds pass, or you can come to Beauvoir and buy a museum grounds pass and a mansion pass. Well, this weekend, you're getting everything. You're getting museum and grounds, you're getting the mansion, and you get a full living history weekend. Those that haven't been in the museum recently, if you've been to the museum is completely different now than it was before. We just acquired a bunch of display cases this year in 2025 from a museum that closed in Texas, which Moose was out there in Texas to help gather up some of those display cases. There was a large museum in White Settlement, Texas, which is a suburb of Fort Worth, Texas. And they closed that museum down. It was a huge museum, very well laid out, nice quality museum. They had some really high-end artifacts in there and well done museum, but it closed down. It was a family-owned museum. It wasn't run by the state or anything. It was a family that owned it, and they just felt like it was time for their family to shut it down. Just didn't work for them anymore. So they closed it down, and we were lucky enough to get the display cabinets and a few artifacts out of that place. We got all the display cabinets and some of the artifacts. So we've completely changed the dynamics of our museum. Our museum is nothing like you've seen before. Unless you've been in the last month, it's nothing like you've seen before. It's completely different dynamic than before, and we're very excited about that. It's a sad that another Confederate museum closed down. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
The upside is Beauvoir's better now. So you're trying to find the good side and everything, the positive to it. The positive is Beauvoir come out better because of all that.
Yeah, and I'll sing the praises to the museum real quick. When I first got on the board, there was just not a lot of stuff in the museum. We went through a period where we just kind of didn't really put new stuff out, but we kept taking stuff in, but would forget to put it out. And so now the museum is in full swing. We've had a lot of volunteers on that, and it is completely different than you've seen before in the past. So if you have not been to Beauvoir in the past couple months, I would even say, you need to come and check out the museum. You need to come check out the property. A lot of great things have been happening, and just kind of go over the schedule of events. Of course, at around 9 a.m., we will open to the public. At 10 a.m., and this is for Saturday, the ladies' tea will begin and a soldier's drill on the battlefield. At 11, will be small musters for the kids on the battlefield. At 12, food vendors are, here's a reminder, at 12, food vendors are open for lunch. At 1:45, a narrative for the battle. For the spectators, of course, at 2, a battle will follow. Our battle will happen, and then a salute will follow. Of course, at 4 p.m., the main house and the museum will be starting to close. So that's the last time to get some tours in around 4. And then at 5, everything will close to the public. And then, of course, at 7 will be a camp social for the reenactors on the front lawn. The public is welcome to attend that as well. Sunday, 9 a.m., kind of the same thing. The property will open. But at 10 a.m., there will be a church service at the Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier. And then following that at 11 a.m., a memorial service at the Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier. And I do want to say some stuff. Okay. The Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier is recognized by the Oddfellows as an official Tomb of the Unknown Confederate, or Tomb of an Unknown Soldier. They've done this with Arlington and some of the other big tombs of unknown soldiers. But not only that, and something I do want to stress, this is recognized as the official Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier by the big three, UDC, the SCV, and the MOSB, as this is the official recognized resting place and memorial to the tomb, to the unknown soldiers of the Confederacy.
That is correct.
And of course, you have that beautiful cemetery out there. Battle flags will be out there. A monument to General Forrest will be there. A lot of the boys there rode with General Forrest or fell under his command. And of course, during the 11 a.m., you'll have chairman of the board at Beauvoir, Rick Fort, who discovered the soldier that is buried in the tomb and was one of the men that was responsible for getting the tomb officially recognized and done. Rick Fort will be there to tell you the story. And of course, I just love the tomb. I think that's one of the greatest things on the property. Probably, in my opinion, only second to the house. You have not only the house that Jefferson Davis lived in, but you have the official resting place at the Tomb of the Unknown Confederate Soldier.
Yeah, you mentioned something about the Forrest Monument. Those that haven't been to Beauvoir recently may not have seen the Forrest Monument. We added a Forrest Monument at the cemetery recently. And there is a list of all those that are buried in the cemetery that rode with Forrest. That was something I was really excited about doing. I have a real vested interest in that. W.L. Phillips, one of my ancestors, rode with Forrest, 19th Tennessee Cavalry. So I was excited about that list, but we have a sign there in the cemetery that tells you where everybody is that rode with Forrest and where they are in the cemetery.
Ooh, Awesome. I'm with you. While my ancestor didn't ride with Forrest directly, of course, myself, my father, and my grandfather are all named after General Forrest. So when the monument got put up, I couldn't help but smile that my namesake was at Beauvoir. So that's a massive event. Of course, Jefferson Davis's father is also buried in that cemetery.
He
Uh,
is.
with a tomb, I think about SAR, the Sons of the American Revolution. I could be wrong. It could be the daughters, but he
It
was
is.
okay. Yeah, he is a Revolution veteran. So I would encourage everybody to go check. You'll only see one striped flag, but it's the Betsy Ross in our cemetery, and that's on, of course, his grave.
Yep, that's the only one that has the Betsy Ross flag. So that's one easy way to find it. You're looking out across all these battle flags, and you see a Betsy Ross. That's Davis's father. Makes it easy to find. But we're excited about this weekend. I think we're going to have a good weekend. We got plenty parking, so don't worry about that when you come. There's no charge for parking. There's always free parking at Beauvoir. We're not going to run out of parking. We've got the south fields, east and west. We can field all the way up to the bridge. We can go across the bridge. We've even got the Brady Drive property that we recently acquired. We can open the gates and park over there if we need to. So we got pretty busy last year on Saturday. We filled up a lot of parking on Saturday last year. Mm-hmm. Sunday was a little bit slower, but typically Sunday is a little bit slower. Yeah. In years past, Sundays touch less attendance than Saturday. Pretty common. But we've done some radio ads and stuff. Like I say, I'm going to be on a couple different TV stations tomorrow talking about fall muster. So we're hoping to drum up a good attendance, and I think we will have a good number. I mean, the weather's looking okay, and a little bit of cool weather behind this rain that's come through. A little bit of rain's come through, just a little bit of cool weather behind it. It also keep the dust down. Fall muster has been pretty dusty in years past. So we've worked on the dust situation. Even if there isn't much rain, we're still going to be better on the dust because we put down some dust suppressant on the driveway 2 weeks ago, getting ready for cruising the coast. So the driveway's a little less dusty than it has been. We've got, the turkey shoot is something that is for kids and adults alike. Every year, kids line up to go do the turkey shoot, specifically with adults. But it's a really exciting part of the event every year. My boys, I got 4 boys, and they get excited about it every year. And they try to break me at that event. I go spend a lot of money there. But it's for a good cause, and, a lot of good things are happening. But I really want families to come to Beauvoir this weekend. It is a real family event. So if you've got the grandkids this weekend, load them up and bring them. Bring the kids, grandkids. Come and enjoy a beautiful property. We're right there on the Gulf of America. So we've got a great view. So, I mean, maybe you're an hour or two away. Maybe you're going to drive down from North Mississippi or Middle Mississippi or something. Come on, drive. Come see us. Come spend a weekend with us. If you decide you want to camp, camp. We have RV parking available. The hotel next door, the Quality Inn, we have a group rate. If you go to book, you tell them that you're going to Beauvoir. There's a group rate for that at the Quality Inn, which is right next door, closest hotel to us. There's good food there at the event. And then, of course, there's lots of great restaurants right here in Biloxi area. So when you come spend the weekend, there's lots of great seafood restaurants and stuff to go to. So it can be a real great weekend for your family to come spend it with us. And, your kids get to learn something. And you can tell kids, you can tell your kids to read history and learn history, and they will some. But when they can go and they can use all their senses, they can hear it, they can see it, they can smell it, they can feel it in their chest. It's a different experience, and it sticks with them more. So we call it Living History Weekend because you really are learning a lot. They're going to learn about artillery, about infantry, learn about firefighting from the 1800s. That's a whole nother dynamic that we've never had before. So each year we try to do something different. A couple of years ago we had the Hunley. So, you could see what a submarine was like, how that was. And, it wasn't the original Hunley, it was a replica, but it gave you a real good feel for what it's like. Well, this year it's Top Hat Fire. And I'm a firebug. So I'm probably a little more excited about this year than previous years with Top Hat Fire. I mean, he's got some really quality pieces that probably deserve to be in a museum instead of on the field being used. but it's a lot more fun to have it on the field being used. So there we are.
Yeah, no, and I do want to point out, I believe they will have a special battlefield presentation on Sunday at 2. Along with the battle, there will be a special presentation with that. So Sunday's got a big draw this year, and of course you can see it Saturday too. But Sunday there's something special planned. So,
Sunday's a little better, yeah. Sunday gonna be a little better. So those of y'all that come, make sure to stop at the gift shop. Just as we spoke about how many things have changed in the museum, we've had tremendous change in the gift shop. We have got all kinds of stuff in the gift shop that's custom made for Beauvoir that we just hadn't had before. I mean, the array of inventory that we've been able to bring in the last year I'm really proud of it. We have brought in a big array of inventory, and we've got a selection now that we've never had there before. We've never had anywhere close to this kind of selection in our gift shop.
Yeah, and not to mention, I believe now we have The Rise and Fall of the Confederacy, which was written by Jefferson Davis on the property. That's
right. And it's printed by Beauvoir Press. So it's in hardback, cloth bound hardback. We're real proud of it. It's typeset, so it's not scanned in. It's a true typeset, a really good read, a really quality book. The pages, if you come and feel it and touch it, like, wow, this is a really good book. We spent a lot of time. It was actually a couple-year process to get this book ready, get it to print, get it printed. But they're selling for $99.99 a set. That's volume 1 and volume 2 together by Beauvoir Press, which we've got several other books in Beauvoir Press now. So Beauvoir Press is a growing entity in Beauvoir. So we have a new point of sale system. So we had to go through our old point of sale system to compare to our new point of sale system. We had to pull all the numbers where we were a couple of years ago and where we were now. Our SKU numbers are almost triple what they were in 2022. That means 3 times as much items on the shelves now than before, in variety, triple the variety that we had in 2022. Oof. So it's not just a small increase. We've had a major increase. We're past the triple mark of SKU numbers of inventory that we have now. So I'm really excited about our gift shop. I guess that's how we pay the light bill. So I guess we should be excited about it. But our website is improving. So there are things that you can come and buy in the gift shop that still aren't on the website. So not everything is available on the website. Eventually, we will get there. We're working on that. It's a process. You know, when we got to Beauvoir, I've been to Beauvoir almost 3 years now. This weekend makes 3-year mark. It's 3 years I've been to Beauvoir. And we have worked on so many different things. You know, we're working on getting out of debt. We were working on lots of repairs and lots of projects and things that we had to do. And we've done that. You know, with the help of the board and volunteers and employees, we've made a long ways in the last 3 years. And the gift shop has come a long ways. And we still got a little bit more to go. The next big frontier that we've got to battle is getting our website up to date. And this website has improved. If you look at our website in the last 6 months compared to what it was, it has made a major improvement. We've had a lot of updates to our website, just not quite everything where we want it in our website store. Our online store isn't quite where we want it to be, but it's something we're going to work on over the winter as we have time to focus on that as we get some of these other projects behind us. We're working on that.
I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of stuff happening at Beauvoir, a lot of great stuff. Of course, the website, social media, just everything all in all. And of course, I do want to highlight the books in the gift shop we have a phenomenal array of books, if you will. Some by the Kennedy twins that our viewers know a lot about, and some that are just hard finds nowadays that are just great to get, great to learn from. Again, The Rise and Fall of the Confederacy, the book that, again, Jefferson Davis wrote on the property, everybody. So what better place to get it than the place he wrote it? And
so right now we have 8 titles under Beauvoir Press, 9 books, 8 titles, because Rise and Fall is a two title, book. But we're working on eventually we're going to have about 20 titles under Beauvoir Press, which means these books that you'll only be able to get at Beauvoir. I mean, they're not available on Amazon. They're not available anywhere else. They're coming through Beauvoir Press. We're excited about that. It's been a slow process. It took a little while to get going. But now that it's rolling, I anticipate several more titles coming into play. First of next year, first of 2026, we'll have a few more titles that's going to be dropped under Beauvoir Press.
That is phenomenal. Yeah, as a book nerd, that really warms my heart, and I'm happy to see everything that's going on. Jason, is there anything you want to talk about with Fall Muster?
No, I think we've talked about most everything about Fall Muster. I do want to mention that about the run coming up, the 5K that's going to be in November 1st. That's our next event after Fall Muster. Just want everybody to be aware of that. It's the first year of it, so we don't expect it to be huge this year. It'll be our growing year, but we're expecting it to grow into something really big over the next few years as we work to build more and more November, December, January events. Beauvoir's been too quiet the last few winters, so we're trying to grow some stuff and have some winter events. But there's really nothing else. I think we've covered most everything about Fall Muster, unless you know something else we need to go over.
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm forgetting something with how massive of an event this is. That's why you need to come see it personally. Again, we're hoping to have another record crowd this year for Saturday and Sunday. And of course, if you want to get more on Beauvoir on events, of course, you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. I think Instagram is Beauvoir Official. And then, of course, Facebook is Beauvoir, the Jefferson Davis Home and Presidential Library. So, yeah, please go check it out. And David Pope, one of our viewers, talking about with how things are with publishing, with ink, paper, cloth. $99 for 2 brand new cloth-bound books is extremely affordable. And so
that was our goal. We wanted it at a price point that the average person could afford. Because we're not just printing these books to print them. We want people to have them. We want people to, to take them. So we had to go through a lot of stuff to find it, to get a quality book at a price point that we needed. Now, there's some books that we're selling in paperback only because we just didn't think we could get the price point. But the Rise and Fall, I didn't feel deserved. It wasn't proper to put it in a paperback. If it's going to come from Beauvoir Press and it's coming from Jefferson Davis, we wanted to have that quality feel. I could have done a paperback even cheaper, but I didn't want to touch that in paperback. It's been printed in paperback years ago, but I didn't want that coming from Beauvoir Press. Coming from Beauvoir Press, I wanted a top quality feel. And when you grab this book and you hold it in your hand and you feel that it's a cloth bound hardback and you feel the quality of the paper, you'll realize that it's not only something that you want to read, it's also a display thing. A lot of people are going to buy it and just display it. They're going to put it on their mantle. They're going to put it on their desk. It's a display piece. And it tells, having that displayed on your desk tells a lot about who you are. You're signaling to other folks who you are. You're a Confederate.
Yes. That's actually when I come down for a December event called Christmas in Camp, another one that y'all should check out. That's going to be kind of my Christmas present to myself, is getting the Rise and Fall from Beauvoir. I'll be getting that in December. I'm looking forward to it because I also buy my flags in December, which I do want to highlight. Beauvoir has some great quality Confederate flags. They have the real flag of Mississippi. So that's where I get my flags from. I get some neon flags, just some regular flags for, most of the year. But in April, I get these high quality stitched Mississippi and Third National. So you can get a lot of great stuff at Beauvoir. Those flags are hard to come by nowadays, and we got some great quality ones.
We keep everything from the 12-inch stick flags all the way up to a 12-foot by 18-foot flags. We keep a American flag, U.S. flag. We keep a battle flag and an 1894 Mississippi flag in 12 foot by 18 foot. We have got a selection of flags that is pretty, wide array. We've got, First National, Second National, Third National, battle flags, Bonnie Blues, Mississippi Republic flags, Mississippi State flags. We do not stock that flag that they're calling our state flag now. They're trying to tell us it's our flag. We don't stock that flag. That's one flag that you're not going to find at Beauvoir for sale.
I don't think anybody wants it if they're going to Beauvoir. I think they know what happened with the real state flag.
Yeah. So, I'm proud of the inventory that we have there. So, when you come, make sure that you take a walk through the gift shop and just look at the array of stuff that we have there. I'm proud of it. The rest of the crew that, we have here at Beauvoir is proud of how much we've grown that gift shop. We've grown it comparably to what we've grown the museum. We're growing. Beauvoir is doing well. Other Confederate museums across America have closed down. we're in a kind of a bad spot for Confederate history right now. This pendulum has swung really hard against us the last few years. I feel like it has stopped swinging against us. It has gone as far as it's going to go, and it's starting to swing back the other way just a little bit. And we need to take advantage of that. The swing thing, the pendulum swung really, really hard for a few years on us, really hard. And we lost stuff all over, monuments, museums, just all kinds of things we lost. But it stopped swinging, and it's going back the other way. And Beauvoir is in a position to capitalize on that. Some of these other museums are already gone. So, we just got to do with the few museums that we've got left that push the Confederate cause. There's only a handful of us left.
Yeah.
And we're one of them. So come be a part of what we're doing. Come take part in it. And bring somebody with you. Let them take part and enjoy it too. And if possible, bring some kids with you, because that's our real future. That's where we've got to be at. So many things that we have happening in the Confederate causes, it's got too much gray in it. And that's just the nature of where we're at. I mean, I got a lot of gray in my hair, but we've got to be really focused on getting the kids involved in this. We've got to get focused on that, because if we don't, Confederate causes will be dead in 20, 30 years. We don't get the kids involved. I see things looking good at Beauvoir. I see kids coming in. I see families coming. And fall muster is one of the times that we see the most kids. We got school day on Friday, which is just students. And that's good, because a lot of these students come on Friday and they see things and they're interested, and they talk to parents and they come back that weekend. That means we got them. It means we got their attention. Yep. We caught their attention. Now, will we lose it when they get to college? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. But we had their attention. So we got to do that. And we just need everybody to be a part of it and help move the cause forward.
I couldn't agree more, Jason. And of course, to remind everybody, Beauvoir is owned by the Mississippi Division United Sons of Confederate Veterans, which shares a membership with the Mississippi Division Sons of Confederate Veterans. So I would highly like to ask everybody to please support our property. And thank you all for tuning in. We ask you to share this episode out so we can get a lot of eyes on Beauvoir this weekend and come out and support us. And real quick, I'm going to pull up the lovely poster. We have some great posters at Beauvoir. And, of course, this is this year's fall muster poster. So make sure you take a screenshot of that and come out and visit us, support the event. And thank you all for watching. Of course, next Monday, we'll have Carl Jones on, SCV Chat on Monday. Tuesday, we have Tennessee Tuesdays. Wednesday, we have Look Around Florida. Thursday, we'll have Look Around the Confederation with California Division Commander Todd Terry. Friday Night Lights with the Friends in the Friends of the Douglas Southall Freeman group. And Sunday, we will have Hardy, or History with Hardy. So please go make sure to check out those awesome shows. Thank you all again for watching. Make sure to check out Beauvoir and share this out. We want to thank our new Patreon member, Kevin J. Enos, for supporting us. Thank you, sir. And without further ado, everybody, thank you for watching. And remember to stay Southern. Good night.